Celebrities remember Hugh Hefner for more than just the articles. Hugh Hefner's death at 91 on Wednesday inspired reactions from stars who got their starts on the pages of Playboy, celebrities who appeared at his famous parties, and commenters who recognized his outsized role in American life. On social media, Mr. Hefner was remembered as an icon of the sexual revolution and a supporter of free speech who brought pornography to the mainstream. Hugh Hefner was a giant in publishing, journalism, free speech and civil rights. He was a true original, and he was my friend. Rest well, Hev. pic.twitter.com/bj1gsoc4gr. Larry King, at Kingstings, September 28, 2017. Mr. Hefner's belief that America's strict sexual mores should be eased was a once radical idea that is now widely accepted. That I changed attitudes towards sex, he said in a 1992 New York Times interview when asked what he was most proud of. That nice people can live together now. That I decontaminated the notion of premarital sex. That gives me great satisfaction. He had a keen sense of the future, wrote the television and film producer Norman Lear. We've lost a true explorer, a man who had a keen sense of the future. We learned a lot from you, Mr. Hefner. Hugh Hefner. Norman Lear, at the Norman Lear, September 28, 2017. Gene Simmons of the band Kiss, who once said that any man would be willing to trade places with Mr. Hefner, celebrated the magazine publisher as a media pioneer. A great man, entrepreneur and innovator. Your legacy lives on. #pic.twitter.com/36crsloopro. Gene Simmons, at Jenny Simmons, September 28, 2017. Jenny McCarthy, the actress who got her start as a nude model for Playboy in 1993, was one of several women featured in the magazine who tweeted about Mr. Hefner's influence on their careers. R.I.P. Hev, thank you for being a revolutionary and changing so many people's lives, especially mine. I hope I made you proud. #moy94d pic.twitter.com/sf9arigip. Jenny McCarthy, at Jenny McCarthy, September 28, 2017. Kim Kardashian, who posed for Playboy in 2007, also remarked on his death. R.I.P. to the legendary Hugh Hefner. I'm so honored to have been a part of the Playboy team. You will be greatly missed. Love you, Hev. Zuxo. Kim Kardashian West, at Kim Kardashian, September 28, 2017. Yet for all the praise of Mr. Hefner as a trailblazer, some feminists both inside and outside the United States criticized what they said was a legacy of objectifying women. Megan Murphy, a writer in Vancouver, British Columbia, who founded the website Feminist Current, called Mr. Hefner a billionaire who profited from women's subordination. The amount of people treating a porn mogul as some kind of civil rights leader who empowered women online is gonna make me barf. Meghan Murphy, at Meghan Murphy, September 28, 2017. Peter York, a leading British cultural commentator and the author of the official Sloane Ranger Handbook, said Mr. Hefner's death marked the end of an era for many Britons, who viewed Playboy as a potent symbol of a swaggering and liberated America. Mr. York said that Mr. Hefner was a promoter not only of pornography but literature too. Playboy, he noted, had influenced popular culture in Britain by promulgating the idea that men's magazines could show skin but also publish great writing, as it had by publishing writers like Vladimir Nabokov, Saul Bellow and James Baldwin. While Mr. Hefner launched Playboy as a magazine that would not solve any world problems or prove any great moral truths, some tributes recognized his contributions to the civil rights movement. Mr. Hefner gave the comedian Dick Gregory one of his early breaks, signing him to perform at his flagship Playboy Club in Chicago in 1961, at a time when black artists were sometimes barred from white-owned venues. On Twitter, the civil rights leader Jesse Jackson noted Mr. Hefner's contributions to the movement. Hugh Hefner was a strong supporter of the civil rights movement. We shall never forget him. May he rest in peace. bit.twitter.com/all3LKLZRQ5 Reverend Jesse Jackson Sr., at Rev. Jackson, September 28, 2017. Mr. Hefner's last tweets were about the death of Mr. Gregory in August, and a request that followers donate to the One America Appeal, a hurricane relief effort promoted by several former presidents. Despite Mr. Hefner's support for public causes, he was most well known for his hedonist lifestyle. Commenters remarked on his reputation as a libertine and his role as a purveyor of racy photos. Many remembered Mr. Hefner by remembering the first time they encountered his magazine. As per his wishes, Hugh Hefner's body will be left in a fort in the woods for other kids to find and pass around. Patton Oswalt, at Patton Oswalt, September 28, 2017. And of course, there was lots of talk about the articles. Hugh Hefner, publisher of Skin Mag, everyone said they read for the articles, is dead at 91. bit.twitter.com/vrxkigraph Philip Gurevich, at Gurevich, September 28, 2017.